Violence in Silence campaign was conducted under the auspices of Armenia's Ministry of Justice. It raised awareness about the prevention of domestic violence and support available to victims and survivors. The campaign was titled Violence in Silence because the silence, including from those around us, the neighbours, colleagues, friends, family and others, allows domestic violence to continue. The campaign was launched on March 8th, the International Women's Day, a global day to celebrate women's rights. It encouraged victims, survivors and witnesses of domestic violence not to remain silent, but call for help to stop the cycle of violence and ultimately achieve gender equality. The campaign produced 2 PSA videos. The first ad showcased domestic violence as a global shadow pandemic, drawing parallels between domestic violence and COVID-19. The second ad was a silent video that allowed the viewers to listen to their surroundings. It urged the audience to call for help when witnessing domestic violence. 2 social experiments were conducted in Yerevan. The first one showed people's reactions to witnessing domestic violence at a cafe. While most clients were visibly upset about the situation, they hesitated to get involved. Within 2 hours, only 1 witness intervened to help the victim. The second experiment included a door installed on one of the busiest streets of Yerevan. The door played sounds of domestic violence. These sounds paused when someone rang the doorbell. Every 10th witness stopped to ring it. The experiment encouraged passers-by to call for help when witnessing domestic violence. An interactive video was played on social media where the viewer could select how to react to the sounds of domestic violence coming from a neighbour's home. The viewer could choose to intervene and call the police, or keep silent and allow the violence to continue. In the end, the video urged viewers to call the police when witnessing domestic violence. Eye-catching digital and 20 out-of-home posters took over the streets and bus stops in Yerevan. They showcased wrong beliefs that people use to justify domestic violence. The posters called for people not to remain silent because nothing can justify domestic violence. The campaign launched a Facebook page and website with detailed information about domestic violence and its manifestations, the obligations of the authorities to protect the victims and prevent domestic violence, and support services available to victims and survivors, such as helplines, support centres, shelters, etc. The campaign was very successful on social media as well, accumulating a reach of over 4.2 million. Domestic violence is a grave violation of human rights, affecting especially women and children, but also men and elderly people in our society today. When witnessing or experiencing domestic violence, seek help. Do not stay silent. Let's stop domestic violence and ensure the safety and well-being of families and communities.